Today I'm reviewing the 6.6 Ryan Lovelace FM. And if you're like me, you're wondering, what do these Twinsers feel like? And why do I see these boards everywhere? So I'm stoked to tell you about it today.
Hi, I'm Miles, and I really like surfboards. Welcome to the Magic Board Quest.
Ryan Lovelace is one of my favorite shapers. I've ridden and owned several of his boards and have enjoyed all of them. He's a creative shaper who's known for his handcrafted alternative designs. I was particularly interested in this board for the Twinser fin setup, which is a curious blend of quad and twin feeling, but I'll talk about that more in a minute. This board is part mid-length and part shortboard. It's very rippable and nimble, but still has the size to generate a lot of speed and carry through flat sections. So for ease, I'm giving it an 8. I found it to be very user-friendly and predictable. There was nothing weird or surprising. For speed, I'm giving it an 8.5. It's got that twin fin speed going straight and is fairly flat, so it flies when you get it in 6th gear. And then for turns, it's getting another 8. It's a really smooth combo of a twin and quad feeling that hooks up really nicely in turns. For the board matrix, it's going kind of right between the Mitzfin and the Tyler Warren. It turns just a hair better than the Mitzfin, but it's not quite as fast. According to the internet, this is 6.6, 20 3/4 by 2 3/4. Oh, and it's 41.2 liters. The outline of this board looks fairly standard at a glance. It's got that wide point forward, and at 20 3/4 wide, it's pretty middle of the road in width, but it's got that pointy nose and rounded pin tail that make it a little bit more sporty than a full-on egg. Lovelace says the rocker of this board is a combo of the thick Lizzie up front and the V-bowls in the back, which I can kind of see. The back is super flat, which almost feels like you're skipping across the water, but the front has a healthy amount of rocker, which keeps you out of trouble. Seemingly, the rails have nothing fancy going on. I'm going to throw it in 60/40, but someone correct me if I'm wrong. A key feature of this board is the Twinser setup. As you can see, it's got a little nub fin leading into the twins. The idea here is to get the benefits of a twin, but stabilize it out a little bit. Twins can be a little squirrely and mysteriously slip out from under your feet, and this additional piece of traction eliminates that. I did notice these fins are placed a little bit more like traditional twins, and most of the stock boards are further in, so if anyone knows what's up with that, let me know.
All right, little bit of double. Oh, more double. Pretty flat. And then it stays flat all the way out the front. And just out of curiosity, little bit of V out the back.
Also, this one doesn't have the channels on the bottom that the stock ones have. The idea there is to break up the water and make it easier to turn. But unfortunately, I couldn't get my hands on one of those. The FM fits nicely between my shortboard and my 7.0 mid-length. It's both a shortboard with more foam, but also a mid-length that wraps tighter turns. The overall feeling of this board is defined by the fins and the flat rocker, which makes it very fast but locked in through turns. The combo of the flat rocker and the Twinser fin setup generates speed super well in softer waves and is an absolute rocket ship when the wave has more power. Twinsers are about 70% twin, so it's still got that classic twin fin acceleration. When you lay the board down on rail and turns, it has some of the twin feeling, but to be honest, to me it feels a lot more like a quad. It's very planted and sturdy when you push hard. For wave selection, I think this board does well in beach break or point break. I could see this being a really great single board quiver. The flatness generates speed super well in all conditions, but it has enough nose rocker to handle steep conditions. I wanted to add a note that I had this board in a 6.6, but I'd be really curious to try the 7.0, 8.0 range, and I think it'd be an excellent board for beginner to intermediate surfers. In conclusion, the FM lives up to the hype, and Twinsers are absolutely worth trying.
Thanks for joining me. Let me know what questions you have, and we'll see you next time.